Hello, good people. This is your goat Minyari with her good friend Lululu, coming to you from the magical world of Chimeraland. And today I am going to talk about something near and dear to my heart, and that would be building. I just recently moved my spirit orb because I've been watching this area for quite some time, and it finally has become available. I was patiently watching it and waiting for it to come to the point where it could be taken down, and I went over there with my siege bow and knocked everything down. All the houses around it had also decayed, so that was a great opportunity for me to move in and to convince some of my clanmates to also move in so that we could build the start of a guild village. So this area here, you see, this is my home, and I have collaborated with several other people and have done team building. And what you do for team building is you get into a party with another person, you make them the team lead, and then they go into the party menu and click on group build, and that allows the other party member to use their materials and your unlocked abilities. So if you've unlocked like Duramin, for instance, then that person can use the Duramin. But if you haven't unlocked all of the different building components, they're going to be limited no matter what their limit is. Like my house building right now is 23, and I have pretty much all the building blocks available to me, all the tools. However, some other people, their building level is only like 12 or 13, etc. And I'm limited by the amount that they have researched in their spirit orb in the building tab. So first off, this area here is my home, and it started out with I have a landing pad over here. It started out where this was the clan workshop that I built. And let me go to display. And I had placed the spirit orb, the celestial globe, in a place where I thought would be great for doing clan guardians. However, that didn't work out so well because the mobs were clipping through the rocks, and it was just a mess. It did not work out as planned. But here is the clan workshop area that I built. Everything that the clan needs is here, including my shop, which is not for clan use, but it is convenient for me to have the shop here. And then upstairs I have a kitchen area. All of the craft stations are currently at max level. And, I have the art hung on the walls for our clan, for me to do with our clan as necessary. I tucked the cultivator out here through the back. I really love that little dude there. And I got these guys through the refund program that is currently disabled. It's run its course. But yeah, this is the official clan workshop. And then the second iteration of the there she is. The second iteration of the celestial globe placement, and I'll explain this to you. It's a little trick that I learned. And what I did was I thought, okay, well, what if I built all the way down here? Now, this is a secret that not a lot of people know. And the way that you do it is, like, I found the corner of my property, which is up here. And it was, like, actually a little bit past that. That doesn't go all the way to the edge, but that platform does. So that's minus a tile. So what you do is you start building a wall. And you can do walls or columns, but I found the walls to be much easier to work around. And you place a wall up here, and then you just build down. And if you're working like I was on a cliff face like this, you can get off the mount and you can work from the cliff and start placing tiles and just keep placing them down, down, down until you get to the point that you want to. It took me about an hour to get all the way down here. I'm not sure how many paces down it is, but I left the block down there since I worked so hard to get it there in the first place. But I did place the celestial globe down here thinking this is a great spot for us to do guardians because it's got the wall there behind the waterfall and everything's clear. There's plenty of room to fight. No, it didn't work. They were still clipping through the walls, and they were spawning and climbing up the waterfall to get to the clan house, even though the celestial globe was right there. So that didn't work. So my third iteration was to build this arena, which I had asked early on when I was playing, like, because the first time I used my celestial globe, I did it in my house, like a lot of people do. And I had the unpleasant surprise of having them completely tear my house to shreds. I mean, there was holes through the ceiling, the floors, everything, all the way down to the base. So what I did was I was advised to build a 5x5 arena, and the person who told me said that she does hers above her residence. So I didn't want to clutter up the landscape up there, so I built it down here, kind of using the same principle of building down and then anchoring. I anchored my structure here into the ground with base foundations. So as long as I have these two things touching ground, then this area is safe. And because I didn't want my guildmates to be falling through the floors, I went to Central Mount and I gathered fire crystals, and I created, it took me about 4 sets of resilient wallpaper to fully armor the floor and the walls. I didn't bother with the crenellated railing, but everything else is on both sides fully decked out in resilient wallpaper. However, this didn't work either, not for guardians. It works fine for home protection, but not for clan guardians, because they were still spawning. They were spawning outside of the arena, and they were still trying to climb up the waterfall. So then we started asking questions like, well, can somebody else host the clan guardians? And the answer is no, it must be the clan leader. So the answer was that we gave clan leadership to a very trusted casual player, and she is now in charge of clan guardians. That's her main job for the guild, and she allowed me to decorate her home, and I placed it over here. Oops. And I did attach them because here is where my property ends. This is still mine. I have a little meditation area. Really, it's my XP convergence area. And from this point here is Hester's property. And this is the official clan house, the clan proper. And I just try to keep this very simple. So we have the spirit orb, we have the clan table, the shop, the spirit totem, and then for Hester, she has her spirit gatherer, the shop, storage where she can access her storage, and upstairs is really just mostly aesthetics. I do have 3 hatchers placed up here for group hatching, but that's not really something that anybody's been terribly active with. And then this decorative throne room. the secret that this all hides, you'll notice that I have a half wall that goes all the way around. This is all hollow inside, and that is where her storage is kept. So that's a big thing for me when I'm building. I like to create closet space, basically, so people can hide extra storage units, because who wants to see 20 crude drawers sitting someplace? It just, it just doesn't look good. And then behind this wall, I built this little structure here to showcase the dragon screen, or the lion screen that Hester bought, and also to hide the rainbow treasure chest, which doesn't go with anything in the game at all. But it is 42 slot storage, so it's nice to have. It's just ugly. And I have the clan bench hidden in here too, because that is rarely used. So that is our clan house. And again, we just backed up the property, the 13 by 13 footprints, so that I could build to that point, and then Hester was able to build over to this point. And I left this open so that water, quote unquote, water could flow through. And then over here is where we do clan guardians, and it's very very nice. They don't clip into the rocks over here. They do attack Lil's house a bit, but it's not that big of a deal. So then we have also attached to Minyari's house. Well, actually, we didn't finish Minyari's house tour. So we got fish tanks over here. This fish tank I'm going to end up moving back, but I need to wait for this this fry. What on earth? Hit reset. That's weird. Yeah, I gotta wait for this fry to finish doing its thing. Down here I have a quote-unquote game room. I've got the game pod kind of tucked away. The cloud chess table, which is nice for regenning health points. You can also do the mirage from here, and it's a lovely view. And then, as I mentioned, I like storage spaces. So this is my closet. This is where I keep the bone veggie racks, which are, they don't go with my aesthetic for one thing, but they're too tall. They're too tall to fit in a one tile high space. You need at least 1.5 tiles to fit these bone veggie racks in. So I bought the plans for one. I picked up some plans elsewhere for the second set, and I built them and I just have them stacked together. Treasure frames are great because they're 42 slots of storage, and as you can see, they stack nicely. And then I have this little area up here for additional storage. So I'm doubling up on my footprint to efficiently hide everything away. Excuse me. So, the next place, in my former home, you guys may or may not remember that I had what I called an eyrie, and it was accessible only by flying mount. And I have another area here that is also accessible only by flying mount. And this is my living quarters, and I keep it closed off. But here's the entranceway. All of my decor that I use, I buy with Sage. So it's something easy for you to acquire also. And this is just my bedroom. It's got a lovely view. And again, I doubled up on floor space here. Stored my dressing table up there. It's easy enough for me to hop right up there. So I didn't bother with stairs because it's a little tight for stairs. And it would not look great. So that's that. And again, I like to keep that closed. It's my little secret hidden area. There's another little guy that came from the refund pack. Oops. Just took a dive off the side of the edge there. So now we go to, oh, my friend, I just went through the window. Now we go through my friend Aphrodisia's house, which again was attached. I think this might be the corner. Here. So my property ends here and Aphrodisia's property starts here. And this area I just built, there's a little gazebo here using the cane pyramid top, and you know, her spirit convergence here. And then she's a very casual player, so she doesn't really have a lot of stuff out right now. She's got her hatcher over there, her smelter and forge refiner outside, and then downstairs is her living quarters, which normally she keeps closed, but she left it open for me today so I could share it with you guys. But this is her workshop area, shop, game pod, kitchen, beautiful views. And just more area down here for her to create, or, you know, decorate how she wishes. And then I think she's got some stuff set up here. And this is her bedroom. And that is that for Aphrodisia's house. I'm going to sneak out the window here like a heathen. Alright, and then continuing our little compound, this area is actually Aphrodisia's, and she just has her her celestial globe there just for decoration. She knows that she can't actually do her home protection there, or else everything will fall apart. But yeah, that's just for decor, and also for the beautiful views out here. And when she built it, or when I built it for her, her property ends here along this line, and then I teamed up with Cap, who gave me free reign to continue the theme of the Duraman and the beautiful overlooks. So I like to keep everything simple and open, and that's what we've got here. He's going to end up putting his aquariums here, probably his heavenly tank here, maybe some planters. His celestial globe should go there. He's got the beautiful sakura tree there. One lesson that I've learned that I will share with you is that the laminate tiles are not great for keeping plants out. This area actually has a big tree spawn, and you can see one right over here. Right now it's fairly clean, but I have seen it where it's been like completely overgrown. And the problem is that the trees will spawn here. They're growing through the rocks, and there's just no way to take these trees down. And they were growing through, actually I could probably maybe cut this one down. They were growing through Cap's, through his gazebo in his house. And I went to the forums with a bug report, basically, and yeah, it's not letting me cut it down. I might be able to go with one of these suckers. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Not going through the rock. Even though I'm hitting the hitbox, it's just not working. So that's that. But that was a problem that I had with Cap's house. Trees were coming up through the gazebo here because I had a lot of laminate. I had this whole area kind of open to expose the irregularity of the rocks and to show off the rocks. But apparently that wasn't working, so I had to go in today and switch it out for actual foundation blocks. And I'm not quite finished, but I've been having connection issues which may or may not affect this video. I don't know. I won't know until I watch it afterward. But here's his outdoor workshop area, and he's got an indoor workshop area, and then I believe he's got it closed off, but his living quarters are upstairs, and it's pretty simple living areas. The next place that we're going to visit is Lil's house. And it is a bit different than, you know, the guild buildings over here in App's house and Cap's house. But I also built most of this. Lil has changed a few things, and I'm like super happy that she did so. It's her house, and you know she needs to look at it and live in it. So she's done things that she likes, and they look pretty cool. I really love the orange roof, actually. That goes nice with the stone. And she changed this wall, which I've actually borrowed in other some other buildings that, like Cap's house, I did the same thing over there. And also on the clan house I did that, and she started it. But yeah, here is Lil's house, and I have to say I'm pretty proud of the roof that I built. I used the gabled, the concave roof tile here to give this corner, and then cane supports, and then the tribal top there, just because I like the colorfulness of it, and it's a throwback to the original clan house, which is how I use these same embellishments on the old clan house. So it kind of keeps everything together. This house is actually the first house that I built over here, because my house, that's the guild house. My house, I had to wait 3 days before I could build it. But this place was available immediately, and so I built it for my friend Pan, or Rose Lover. I knew that she would just love these flowers. These flowers are so beautiful. And as I built the house, I really wanted to showcase the flowers. And so I built this walled courtyard, and I left all of this untouched. So it's a major part of the design is the flowers. And then she has a workshop here, you know, observation decks, and then her house. And again, I used the same roofing style that I used on the old clan house, and then I used it over on Lil's house over there with some minor changes. And the next place that I created, cut this ugly tree down. 'Tis my job to remove all the ugly trees. So this next house belongs to my friend Clovis. And the funny thing about this house is that when I came here and originally started clearing out all the decayed houses, which there were houses everywhere that were decayed, and I saw this area and I said, I would love to put Clovis's house here, overlooking this, with this beautiful overlook here and with the flowers in his backyard. I thought that would be really nice. And then I thought about this place here and I said, oh, you know what? I think this place would be great for my friend Tamale, because he said that he wanted to build a lighthouse, or, an observation tower. So I was thinking to ask Clovis if he would place his house here, and ask Tamale to place his house here. Tamale wasn't all that interested in it, but Clovis, he came to me and he said, I know where I want my house to be built. And I said, where? And he said, on the other side of the pond from your house, on the other side of the waterfall, kind of overlooking the bluff and up onto the rock, I would like to place a tower. And I was just in shock, because that was the exact same vision that I had for this area, which I did not tell him. He came up with that by himself. So he said he wanted a tower, and that kind of cascaded down the hill to a house that overlooked the bluff, and that's what I created. He did have a walled-in courtyard here to showcase the flowers, much like I did for Pan, and also this interesting rock. But we got to a point where he had some extra blocks left over, and I said, well, I can add another story with those blocks, and he was very into that. And then I built another story, and then I built another story, and then I said, if we take down the wall, I can actually throw up one more story up there, because I didn't like where the stairs were placed on the second story that I added. And I said, which one's more important to you, the walled garden or the tower? And with exclamation points, he said the tower. So I took down the walled garden and I completed his tower for him. But he has a nice house. I mimicked the roof from Lil's place. He has a foyer here. Oh, he left it open today. Let's see what's inside. So he's got his foyer here. This leads out to the tower. And then his living area should be in here. He's got a closet there to hide some chests. And then up here, this is supposed to be his bedroom, but, he does what he wants. So that's it for the houses that I have designed for our guild village. And, through group building, which is really fun. It's great for people who don't enjoy building, because not everybody does, and that's okay. But there are people, I find it extremely relaxing, and when I'm not having a great day, it's good for me to just come in and be able to build something and, utilize my creativity to some degree. I did want to show also another guild member's house who has taken advantage of the natural landscape, and that would be my guy George over here. George is actually Clovis's son. Oh, there's a baby trike. So George has taken command of this rock over here and built into the tree, and he's done a really nice job utilizing the environment in his build. So So we've got George's house here, which I had no part in building, and also Bree's house, which I had no part in building, but it is a fun house up here, overlooking, has a great view of the valley. And she just added that atrocious constellation house thing. I don't get it, but okay. Not a fan of that, Chimeraland developers. It's not my thing. But Bree likes it, so that's all that's important for Bree. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about is I want to get my, let's see, not that one. Although the hot air balloon is very cool, we are going to get out the Swift Raptor Kite. And this thing, ladies and gentlemen, is wonderful. You can buy it in your ink black in the home shop in the ink black section. You buy it with 2 odd Salvation Art tokens, which you can get from doing the Medusa. Very easy to get, and then it's 800 ink black stones. And the fun thing about this is that, well, for one thing, it's like super fast, and for another thing, it actually, you can shoot. It shoots bullets, and I've killed, can drop bombs. I've killed a Voldo with it. I mean, that's not really a big challenge, but it does. I can damage other creatures. I did try and do a Lobcray fight with it, but it did do damage, but not a whole lot. I am going to take you up to see 2 more guild houses, actually 3. Dip down here. I do probably need to refuel, and the way that I'm going to do that is you go into ride, and then down here where it says fuel, and then it takes fire paste, confirm. And in mid-flight I can refuel this way. This is my friend's house, and she's building a tree house. And she did get the treehouse decor pack, which gave her fun eaves that have leaves on them. Do a flyby. You can see the leaves on the eaves of that little shack there. So that's kind of neat. Next, we're going to head up to the tall spires over here. Now, when I hit the whip, notice that right now my speed is 86 paces per hour. If I hit the whip, it goes all the way up to 144. And we're just going to do a flyby up here. Even it out here. Amethyst House will be coming up on the left. And she has done really beautiful things. Oh wait, her house is up here. She's done really beautiful things with her house. It almost looks like an amusement park ride from a distance. This is Amethyst House. I see that she's a lot of marble decor, and just really nice. And then the final place that we're going to look at is up here. This is Lacey's house. And I really hope that this video actually turned out today. I've tried to do it 3 times now, and I've had problems every time. I've been having some internet issues, and I'm hoping that they are now solved. quick flyby of Lacey's house. And although we don't have beautiful skies at the moment, she does command a spectacular view of Eastmount from there. But that's about it, folks. I just wanted to talk about building a little bit and show off our guild village, which is coming along nicely and has been a great deal of fun to build and pull together. And I'm hoping that, you know, more folks will join us. I do have some ideas for another house to add on to the little compound that I've built. Just waiting for the right person to take advantage of it. But thank you for joining me, and I hope that you found this at least a little bit entertaining and maybe educational in the fact that, you know, how to do group building. And oof, I'm gonna land on the roof. Not exactly where I hope to land, but close enough. And how to get the Swift Raptor Kite, which is really cool and a lot of fun, and I highly recommend. It's not that hard to get, and it's not that hard to fly. So thank you for joining me. And oh, I don't know if you noticed, but I also have a shell coon back there. Giving that a try. So give myself a little heal. The shell coon is bought in the home shop for the purple stones. I think it's 1,000 for the upgraded version. I still haven't had enough time to play with it to kind of figure out if it's something that I really like. But give me a couple days and I will let you know. It does throw out like these buffs. So the green one is heals. I think the white one might be XP. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm getting with the white one, and I don't know what the red one is either. But this is good for group buffs, so when you're fighting, you throw out these little whirlwinds, and your party can go grab whatever buffs that they are offering. So, yeah, Shelf Coon, lots of fun. Red Panda, I think it's called. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great day.